Welcome back to our Flutter AdMob Mastery course. In this lecture, we will set up our Flutter project and configure it for AdMob integration. This is where we start bringing together our AdMob account with our actual Flutter application. Let's dive right in and get everything set up properly. Proper configuration is crucial for successful ad implementation. A small mistake here could lead to ad not showing up, or worse, your app being rejected from the stores. But don't worry, I will guide you through each step carefully to ensure everything's set up correctly. Today's setup will lay the foundation for the ad implementation we will be doing in the future lectures, so it's essential to get this right. Take your time with each step and don't hesitate to pause the video if needed. Let's start by creating our Flutter project. Open your terminal and run following commands. Here open terminal, type flutter, create --org com.fixware space convert pro. Press enter. Our Flutter project is created successfully. Open our project in VS Code, enter code space convert pro. Press enter. This creates a new Flutter project named Convert Pro with the organization identifier com.fixware. The organization identifier is important because it determines your package name for Android and your bundle ID prefix for iOS. Let's verify that our Flutter project was created successfully. Then run your project, click run without debugging. You should see the default Flutter counter app running on your device or emulator. Great, now we have our Flutter project structure set up. Let's examine the key file in our Flutter project. Inside library main.dart, this is where our main application code lives. In Android, app build.gradle.kts contains Android specific configurations. Then Android app src main Android manifest.xml contains Android permissions and metadata. Then in iOS runner info.place, this contains iOS specific configuration. We will be modifying these files to integrate AdMob properly. Before we add any dependencies, go to pub.dev. Before we add any dependencies, let's take a moment to explore pub.dev, which is the official package repository for Dart and Flutter. If you are new to Flutter development, this is an essential website you will be using constantly. Navigate to pub.dev in your browser. This website hosts thousands of packages created by both the Flutter team and the community. For our AdMob integration, we need to find two packages: Google Mobile Ads, the official plugin for AdMob; App Tracking Transparency, a plugin handle iOS tracking permission requirements. Let's search for these packages and check their latest versions. Understanding how to navigate pub.dev is crucial for any Flutter developer, as you will frequently need to find, evaluate, and update packages for your projects. Now let's add the necessary dependencies to our project. Open the pub/YAML file in your project and add the following packages under the dependencies section. First, add Google Mobile Ads package. This command or Ctrl+Shift+P. Here add dependencies. Paste here. Second one is App Tracking Transparency. Copy from there. Again, Command-Shift+P or Ctrl+Shift+P. Then add dependency. Paste here. Press enter. Now our both dependencies added in our pub/YAML file. Make sure to maintain the correct intention as YAML is white space sensitive. After adding these dependencies, run the following command: fetch the packages. Open your terminal. Type flutter pubget. Press enter. You should see a message indicating that the package has been successfully retrieved. If you encounter any issues, double check your YAML syntax and make sure you have an internet connection. These two packages will provide all functionality we need for AdMob integration and handling iOS privacy requirements. Now let's configure our Android app for AdMob. First, we need to update Android manifest.xml file to include the necessary permission and metadata. First, open Android manifest.xml inside Android app src main. Open Android manifest. Here add internet permission and network state permission. Also add Android AdMob app ID. Here I provide a GitHub link. Copy the first code and paste here, and also the metadata. Copy and paste here. Here remember to replace with your actual AdMob ID for Android. So go to AdMob, copy Android app ID, replace here. Here the internet permission is critical. Without it, your app won't be able to load ads. The access network state permission helps optimize ad loading based on the device network conditions. Next, let's configure our iOS app. For iOS, we need to add both AdMob ID and the tracking transparency description. Next, let's configure our iOS app. For iOS, we need to add both AdMob ID and the tracking transparency description. First, open iOS runner and info.plist. Here, the same GitHub link, copy this code and paste here. Here also replace iOS app ID. The GAD application identifier key should contain your iOS AdMob app ID. In this case, we are using the ID you provided. The NS user tracking user description key is required for iOS 14.5 and later. It contains a message that will be shown to user when required permission to track them. It is important to be transparent about why you are requesting tracking permission. For iOS 14 and above, we also need to update port file to set minimum iOS version. Go to the GitHub link, copy this line of code and go to iOS port file. Here paste. This ensures compatibility with the AdMob SDK and tracking transparency framework. This ensures compatibility with the AdMob SDK and tracking transparency framework. Close all. Finally, let's update our Dart code into initialize AdMob SDK. Go to library and main. First, widget flutter binding dot ensure initialized. Then mobile ads dot instance dot initialize. Now our project run again. Click run without debugging. Great. Now our app working perfectly. Great job. We have successfully set up our Flutter project for AdMob integration. We have created the project structure and necessary dependencies and configured both Android and iOS platforms and initialized AdMob SDK in our Dart code. Remember that proper configuration is the foundation of successful ad implementation, so make sure all these steps are completed correctly. See you in the next lecture.